Hi there, welcome to my tutorial on y equals mx plus c. Y equals mx plus c is the formula we use to describe or define a straight line graph. What I'm going to attempt to do in this tutorial is show you what the m stands for and what the c stands for and why we write it in this format. So what I'm going to do to start off with, I've got an example here of a straight line graph, y equals 2x minus 4. And I'm going to use a table of values to help me plot that graph so we can see what it looks like. So we've got our x values here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my values for x into this equation to generate my y values. I'm going to start at the top here with the positive 3. So 2 times positive 3 is 6, take away 4, it's going to give us a y value of 2. Let's put the 2 in place of it now. 2 times 2 is 4, take away 4 gives us a y value of 0. Put the 1 in place of it now. You've got 2 times 1 is 2, take away 4 is going to give us minus 2. We put the 0 in, we're going to end up with minus 4. And we should be able to see now that this is going down in 2's. I'm now going to plot my coordinates. My graph here on the y-axis starts at -8, so I'm going to leave the first one. I'm going to plot this second coordinate here. When x is -2, y is -8. When x is -1, y is -6. When x is 0, y is -4. When x is 1, y is -2. When x is 2, y is 0. When x is 3, y is 2. I've got some points here. I'm going to join those up. So I'm going to join these points together to give me my graph. So I'll join these with a ruler. I'm going to continue it on a little bit more. And I've got my graph of y equals 2x minus 4. Now let's have a look in a little bit more detail at what this graph actually shows us. The first thing we notice is that this -4 relates to the -4 here where my line cuts the y-axis. This is known as the y-intercept. And in our general format here, y equals mx plus c, the c is represented by the -4. So c would equal -4. If I then look at my gradient for this line, if I form a triangle between two corners, I'm going to do it here. There's my right angle triangle. To work out the gradient, I take the change in the y value, or the height of the triangle, divided by the change in the x values, or the base of the triangle, and divide the height by the base. So here I've got from -4 to 2, so my height of the triangle is 6. My base just goes from 0 to 3, which is 3. 6 divided by 3 gives me my gradient of 2, which relates to this number here, which is the m there. So what we get from this is, from our y equals mx plus c, we can see that the m refers to the gradient of the graph, and the c refers to what we call the y-intercept. The y-intercept. So let's have a look and see if it works for these two graphs here, these two examples over the other side. Let's have a look then. So I'm going to actually write down the equation of these curves in this format here. So I've got y equals mx plus c. If I write that down again, I'm looking to find the m and the c, and then I'm going to generate my equation for this curve here, for this graph here, sorry. So what we've got, we know that it cuts the y-axis at 1. So I can start off and I can write y equals mx plus 1, because remember c refers to the y-intercept. Then I need to work out the gradient of my curve, my line, sorry. So I take a point and I form a triangle. So I'm just going to take this point here and I'm going to form this small right angle triangle here. The height of this triangle, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the base is 1. So to find the m value, I have to do the height divided by the base, which is 4. So I can write my equation now as y equals 4x plus 1. Let's have a look at the second one here. This is slightly more tricky because the gradient's shallower. You'll see why in a minute. We can do the same thing. So start off with our y equals mx plus c. We're going to replace the m and the c with numbers. So here it cuts at 2. So we can start off and we can replace our c with the value of 2. Now we need to find the gradient. So we're going to look at drawing a little triangle here between these 2 points. There's my right angle triangle. I have a height here of 2 and a base of 4. So to find my gradient m, I've got to do the height divided by the base. 2 over 4 clearly simplifies to a half. So now I can finish off my equation and write y equals a half x plus 2. So if we have a look again to summarise this, y equals mx plus c is the general formula for a straight line graph, and we've just seen that c is represented by the y-intercept and m shows us the gradient of the curve.